Hi, I'm Ashley Adamson, and check it out, I did my nails. This is my first time. You can see I've like totally messed up and I totally touched my fingers and I did all the things wrong and I didn't file or like cut them down in any kind of way. This is just my minimum viable experience. This is my first time doing this and I was like, let me just do it, let me get it done. The boy that I'm seeing tonight requested nail polish on my fingers and toes. Nothing on my toes, just some cute knee highs, but he's not gonna see them anyways. But yeah, I thought, okay, well, challenge accepted. Let's do this. And I'm kind of holding them awkwardly because I think they're still drying. No, I think they're actually all good. So I just have to get used to this. I've heard from other trans girls that doing nails like creates a lot of euphoria for you. And I've always just ignored it because I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's just your nails. What it just looks, it looks nice. But actually, even though this is not done well, I am kind of getting a new kind of euphoria because you have your hands and your own association with your hands. And it's been so long that I've experienced identifying as a male, like 30 years, that when I look at my hands and I see this, it's kind of like this feedback loop of kind of creating the inception of being like, oh, like I am a woman and this is something I can do. And my hands that I'm associating with being a man, or really just associated with my hands, have now been feminized. So that's great. I'm really happy about that. Also, check out my little outfit that I got from when I went shopping in London this week. Isn't it cute? Yeah, I really like this shirt and I like this piece too. I'm really excited about getting it. I feel super cute. And this is my friend's choker. Like it's my friendship choker. We got it like some kids store. We all got one. So yeah, what I wanted to talk to you about today is expectations, because it's kind of like it's a really powerful thing we all do. It affects our perception and it changes as a result, it changes our reality and can determine our happiness and our experience of our reality. Now, it's super important to talk about because for me, it's something that I realized I need to change, and I'll tell you why. So, I had some dates while I was in London, and first of all, let me tell you, dating in London, in terms of the kinds of leads and the respect and the kinds of people that I talk to, seems way better than dating in Berlin and way better than dating in San Francisco and Portland. So right now I am liking London the most, and I'm definitely gonna go out there more to date some guys and see if I can find a partner. But at the moment I'm seeing a guy in Berlin and we're gonna get to know each other a bit better tonight. I think this is our third date. But I was in London and I had a date that went really great. And then the second date, it kind of fell flat completely. The first date, he kind of presented himself like this successful, entrepreneurial, go-getter type. He picked me up in a Mercedes M3, which is like the sporty version of the Mercedes, like brand new, looks really nice. He's really got these really big like arms, very muscular, got some tattoos, Caribbean, deep voice, charismatic, intelligent, thoughtful, listens, like, oh my God, like I'm like, check. These are all the things I like. I like someone who has all these personality traits, physical traits, looks good, and has figured out how to be financially successful. That sounds fantastic. Let's go. Second date, he was late. He was apologetic, which is fine, which is good. Didn't really know how to take me out on a second date. We didn't really go anywhere or do anything when I threw the ball in his court. And then when he took me back to his place was his parents' place. And I was in his room, which was dirty. He took all these socks and clothes off his bed, and it's his bedroom from when he was a kid. And he lives in an area where he shouldn't really be paying all this money for the car that he has. And so it kind of just like that image of day one just kind of all fell apart. And I'm not like a person that actually cares about how much money you make, but what I do care about is how much personal success that you found. And sometimes money is an indicator of that, but not always, because a lot of people chase money and have no personal success because they haven't figured out what their personal success is. Have you figured out what your personal success is? Do you know who you are within enough to know what you need and what you need to get out and to get out of the world and what you need to do in the world? For me, transitioning kind of just opened up and expanded this realization of, oh my God, I am here to help speak about this yin and yang, the masculine and feminine, the heavens and the earth, to connect with people and help them find themselves and go on their own journey. This is my path. Thank you. And so that kind of, for me, is my personal success, being able to help you and to build a business out of doing this. So that's kind of like mine. And some people, like, it's about making music and et cetera, et cetera. But like finding your own personal success and following that, isn't that an incredibly attractive quality? And isn't that something very powerful that gives you a lot of meaning? So I expected that this guy had it and he didn't. And I don't know why, but it hurt because it felt like it was the last, it felt like it was the last straw. It felt like I've been dating, and I've been dating for 2.5 years, trying to find that like person that's good enough to keep dating. I don't need my soulmate right now. I just need a boyfriend that I feel like I can grow into more. I can experience things that I can't really experience in single life, like the connection with the heart and feeling a sense of intimacy and closeness and consistency and support and being able to help each other grow and being on a team together. I just haven't found that. Have you? And if you have, please cherish it because, oh my God, it's a beautiful thing. And I asked myself, like, as I'm like crying deep within my heart, like, why? Like, what is going on with me? What's wrong? And the answer was, it's expectations. It's your expectations that are making it so painful for you. It has nothing to do with your standards. Your standards are one thing, like I want someone who has this and this and this and this, and that's fine. Having those standards is great. But your expectations are what's hurting you, is what my spirit guide was saying. Basically, my expectations of maybe this person could be the one, or maybe this person could be a boyfriend, or maybe we could start really hitting it off and having a really good time. All of those expectations are hurting me. And what's worse is they create projections onto the other person that make them feel like they have to be a certain way, which makes them uncomfortable and kind of takes away from their own autonomy in stepping into their own power and being who they are. Do you know those moments where you feel like you may be on a date or you're with someone that has expectations of you? Doesn't it make you feel uncomfortable? What about feeling like you can't meet those expectations? So now you're afraid to even kind of like miss those expectations, or you just don't want to be around them because now you just don't feel comfortable in who you are, because who you are isn't being accepted or wanting to be seen, but rather just they want to see a projection of who they think you are. Does that make sense? I had a girlfriend who was great. I loved her. And she would project on me sometimes. And I could feel it, where she would project on me when I was a boyfriend as a strong, masculine, consistent, rock bed of a person for her to kind of cry on and hold and find support in. And I never really felt like that was me. I mean, here I am, so obviously it wasn't me. But I was okay with taking on that perception and being that for her, because I guess I'm a woman that wants to be really helpful and supportive to everyone and will put her needs second for the support of others. Now, obviously I've changed that, but that's something to think about, right? How do you let expectations drive your own behavior and the way that you exist in this world? One last thing before we close up, and this is kind of cool, is to think about how expectations are also useful. We use expectations to simplify our own perception of reality. Think about when you wake up and when you go out for your day, if you had no expectations, which would be great actually, it would also mean that you have to approach your day from a very curious perspective, like a child's mindset, which is also really cool, especially for learning. But it uses up your energy. It uses up your brain power to not be able to predict or expect certain things. Expectations, when done correctly, help our brain be more efficient in experiencing our life so we can focus that energy on other things. But when it comes to dating and when it comes to interacting with people, having expectations can be really hurtful, and I think doesn't really help to any degree to have these expectations. So this date tonight, which is my third date, I have stepped back from expectations. I have told him certain things and he's told me certain things that seem to indicate that we're going to keep going, but I have no expectations. I'm just seeing this as a friend, as a connection to engage with and connect with and see what happens next. Where are you in your world of expectations? What has resonated with you? Has the idea of expectations being an efficiency mechanism made sense? What about expectations that hurt you? And what about expectations that other people put on you? How does that affect you? I'd love to hear from you, and thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in another episode. Bye.